Hello, welcome to my reading vlog. It's Monday. I don't know what's up with me. I've just been reading non-stop and kind of doing other things, and I keep forgetting to update, even though I keep telling myself I'm going to update. Okay, so yesterday I finished Princess Trap by Talia Hibbert. I really love this one. I wished we got to know more of about Cherry, because I feel like we really focused a lot about the prince, Ruben. But I loved the relationship, and I loved how complicated it got, because after them getting caught by paparazzi, they had to fake an engagement, and Cherry is very mad about him about not telling her, and they just started off great and then became hate to love because of the whole situation, how blindsided Cherry felt and how complicated it made her life, kind of, because she's now entangled with scandal with him. So, but it was really fun, and it definitely tackled heavy topics as well, like domestic abuse and physical abuse. It tackled those really serious and difficult topics as well. That's one thing that I've noticed from reading 3 other Hibbert books, is that she integrates a lot of things with her novels, and it's not just a cute fluffy romance or a sad tragic backstory. It really talks about these different topics quite in depth. It wasn't just a throwaway background story or something like that. It was dealt with in the present too, with the characters. And I just love the relationship, because even though they started off rocky, they obviously are very attracted to each other, and they definitely liked each other, and they eventually opened up and started having conversations, and it was just great. I loved their dynamic. And then I finished, what else did I finish? Oh, I just finished Captive of the Horde King by Zoey Draven. This is the first book in the Kings of Dakar series, I think that's what it's called. And I really like this one. The world is very interesting because it is alien sci-fi, and the humans, it's kind of like in the future. The humans have settled into this different planet, and obviously there are, the inhabitants of this planet. And it's really weird to call them aliens now, because they're not really aliens anymore, right? If anything, we're going to be the aliens in this planet, because we don't belong in this planet. Anyway, so it's that sci-fi romance, and it's HEA, so happy ever after, and it was great. I really enjoyed it because it turned into enemies to lovers, because the main character Turner surrendered herself as a war prize to the Horde King, and so they didn't really like each other in the beginning, but the smut was great, and I love the development of the relationship. It's very easy to kind of with stories like this, where it's the girl has no choice, the heroine has no choice but to give in to the hero, and she's pampered, but she's also kind of a prisoner. She's not free. It's very easy to have the heroine let slide a lot of the things that the hero does. Thankfully, they were able to really communicate with each other, and I didn't feel like, even when they first started doing it, he stopped because he didn't want to be with her when she's not willing, when she's not there's doubtful consent from her. So I really like that. I like the development of the relationship. So those are the books that I finished for this week so far. I'm currently starting Fable by Adrienne Young. It's the first book in the Fable duology, and I've been wanting to read this one, and I've heard really good things about this. It's a great YA fantasy, so I am looking forward to reading this one. And I think this is also parrots, mermaids kind of thing. I think that's the vibes that I'm getting from the book, but I don't really know what it is about. But yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. I'm just starting it. I literally just opened the ebook through Libby, and then I remembered I need to do an update, because I keep thinking I already did an update for this week, but I haven't. So that's my first update. Finished 2 books already for this week, and on to my 3rd one. Doing great, honestly. How many books have I finished so far? I finished 6 books this month so far. It's only September 4th. Did I finish 6 books? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. Wow, we're doing great. No, it's September 6th right now, so 1 book a day. Yeah, so I'm actually kind of slowing down, because I'm trying to save some of these books at the end of September, because they're more fall reads. I wanted to save them. And the non-fall reads are my smutty, spicy books. But I wanted to slow down on those, because I'm already finished 4 of the 10. So, yeah. So yeah, that's it for right now. I'll update you guys maybe tomorrow when I finish. If I finish the book, because we're going back to work. And that's actually part of the reason why I've been reading a lot, because I don't have work for this week. So, quick update. I am 50% through Fable, and it took me a while to really kind of get into the story. Not that it didn't have anything happening. Actually, it does. It's pretty action packed right from the beginning. I like our main heroine, but I feel like, I don't know, even though we follow her perspective, we don't really kind of know her yet. It's pretty surface level for now. Yeah, and I did enjoy like the crew on the ship. You could definitely tell they're going to be found family. So I'm excited to get into that more. But at this point in the story, I feel like we're really picking things up. So yeah, that's my update for right now. I just finished Fable. Same thoughts. I wanted a little bit more of everything. I just felt I wasn't sucked into the story, and I kind of guessed where the ending was going. Although there was a twist that I didn't expect, but it wasn't super surprising, or I guess I just wasn't that invested. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue. I do have Namesake on my Libby app too. Fable was fine, but again, I didn't really get sucked in too much. Like, I wanted more of the story. I wanted more of the characters. I just didn't. There was no connection really. Wasn't much. So I don't know what to read next because I don't feel like reading Namesake. And I don't want to go back to my smut books yet, but I do have I think I'm gonna pick up one of my library books. Yeah, because I have 3 of them. So I'll pick up one of those and then update you when I've made some progress. Okay, I'm having a bit of an issue with our heroine. She has been. Okay, so she said, beginning, she didn't think her mom was a slut, but she wasn't exactly into relationships. And then she was talking to her mom after she discovered that her dad was alive and her dad lived near her. Well, she was talking about her dad because apparently her dad was married when he met Nina's mom. And she was like, what about bros before house dude? And her mom was like, did you just call me a hoe? Which, kind of did. And then now she was looking at her dad's latest wife, his widow, and she was like, Eliza was beautiful and not as young and bimbo-ish as Nina had imagined. What is up with her and calling other women slut, hoes, and or bimbos? Like, that does not sit well with me. Why? Why would you call, especially your mom? You effectively said it twice. And to someone who's I don't know, could be your stepmother? Like, oh my god. Okay, so she chided herself about calling Eliza a bimbo, but still. And she said, honestly, had feminism taught her nothing? Why shouldn't a younger woman fall in love with an older man? Exactly. I still think there's something there because you've called your mom indirectly, kind of, a hoe slash slut. So there's something there, definitely. I'm really not feeling this very much. There's a lot of Harry Potter references too, and I'm just like over it. Like, there's just too much. If it was just like a few things, then it's fine, but then it's like a lot. I don't know if I want to continue this because I'm just really not. Private sounds so interesting. I'm really not liking the main character. I'm really not liking her. I understand that it could be part of her like whole character arc, but she can be a little bit too judgy and prejudiced about other people and against other people. She's a bit of a book snob too. The guy that she likes doesn't read books, and when she started questioning him about, if he's read from these authors, the classic authors, it would make anybody feel really like judged because it definitely came off as that. And you can tell, and the author even said that he looked a little bit irritated about it because of all the questioning about books, because he already said he doesn't read. And then she goes on and asks him if he's read from popular classic authors, and he's just like, no, I haven't. And I don't know, the whole exchange was just like very book snobbish to me, because she reads books, and it's like her whole personality and her whole life is around and is about books, which I understand because I relate. But I don't know, it feels like it's one of those things where you shouldn't expect somebody to, be less than you because they don't have the same interests as you. Like, I'm not into sports. I don't like follow any kind of sport. I'm not a big fan of any sport or any sports team. I never have. And if I meet somebody who's like really into sports and they make me feel, insecure or bad about, or, like I'm less because I don't like sports and I don't know a lot about sports, now I wouldn't really like that person. I mean, I don't have, like, my entire family doesn't read books. Only my mom, and even my mom doesn't read the same things as I do. And I don't have anybody, like, that is very close to me personally that I discuss books with, because I just don't have friends that read, like, really good friends that read the same books that I do, or even read the way that I do. But I don't judge them for not doing that. It's just they're not interested in reading books. I'm interested in reading books. They have other interests that I'm not interested in. They don't force that onto me. I don't force it to them. We talk about it sometimes. They share, what they like about doing it. I share about what I like about reading and, the things that I've been reading, etc. We talk about it, but none of us ever, like, forces anybody or the other, or to have interest or feel like they're less because they're not interested in the same things. Like, I don't game, but basically all my high school friends, who are my closest friends, all game. I don't. I don't. I've tried. It's just not my thing. And I have nothing against it. I don't judge people for being gamers. Just like I'm not getting judged for being a bookworm. I don't know, it's just this whole thing. And she's already 29. To have that same kind of attitude towards people who don't read and have that snobbish attitude about it, it's like you can't expect everybody to be that. Or, the people around you, you can't expect them to be interested in the same things that you are, or that they have to be interested in the same things that you are. Because are you interested in the same things that they are? Are they forcing you or making you feel bad about it? Just the whole thing. So I'm just really not enjoying it. But I'm really interested in the whole her experiencing things outside of her really well planned life and meeting all these family members that she never knew existed. So I don't know. I really don't know. Hi, home from work. It's Friday, and earlier today I finished this. It was okay. I actually really liked, I want to say, the last quarter of the book. I mean, I still finished it, so I enjoyed that last quarter, or last third of the book. Again, I'm not a super big fan of her. She's definitely, like, the heroine definitely has some good characteristics, like she has good moments. But overall, I was just like, meh about her and, like, the overall story until the end. I love her, getting to know her family and meeting them, and obviously having different experiences when it comes to being accepted as part of the family. I liked it. It was kind of predictable in that way. Like, obviously there's going to be some of them who think that she's, like, con artist or something, but it was really cute. Yeah, definitely. Her meeting and finding family when she's grown up, pretty much alone, because her mom just left her and started, like, traveling on her own. Definitely liked also the love interest. I love him. he was a really likable, decent guy. I really like him. Nina just I felt for her when she had that, when it comes to her anxiety, because I relate to her a lot in that. But yeah, there's a lot of things in the beginning that I just didn't like, or didn't enjoy very much, so it was okay. So now I'm going to start Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is her third novel that she's ever released, I believe. I read her first one. Her second one I haven't yet, because it's still not available. Through the library, but I do have this. I will start it tonight, and yeah, see where it gets me tonight. Hello, it's Saturday, last day of this vlog, and I didn't think I would finish this book tonight, but I did. I finished it literally in one sitting, this book, because we went on a hike this morning, and it's just been a long day. We got home at like 4 p.m, almost 4 p.m. I started reading this book at like 6, I think, and it's now 10. No, I started this book at, I think, 7 or something, 6:30. It's now almost 11. Wow. I was really unsure about this book, because the way it started, okay, like, I think the first 100 pages, I was really unsure if I was going to like it. But I kept reading it because I wanted to know what's going to happen. So, okay, so this is about Hannah, who goes home to Los Angeles, who goes back to Los Angeles after moving out years ago. This is where she grew up, in Los Angeles. And she's jobless. She doesn't know what she wants to do for the rest of her life. And she had just come out of a relationship with a married man, who at first she didn't know that he was married. And she goes to this party with her friend, and she meets her ex-boyfriend, her high school boyfriend. The premise starts with her, that's why it's called Maybe in Another Life, is that if she has two choices to make that night, to go home with, to stay with Ethan, or to go home with her best friend Gabby, who she was staying with. And the book splits off into two different timelines, one with her choosing to stay with Ethan, her ex-boyfriend, and one with her choosing to stay with Gabby, her best friend. And the story just goes from there, and it's the whole idea of your choices could lead you to different ends. How does it say? In concurrent storylines, Hannah lives out the effects of each decision. Quickly, this parallel universe developed into surprisingly different stories with far-reaching consequences for Hannah and the people around her, raising questions including, is anything meant to be? How much in her life is determined by chance? And perhaps, most compellingly, is there such a thing as a soulmate? Hannah believes there is, and in both worlds, she believes she's found him. It's literally that. It's literally that. That's like the perfect description of this book. Literally, her decision for her one night of decision leads her to different places, with her learning more about herself and about the people around her. And it's different, but also in a way, because it's parallel, there are things that are happening that are kind of similar, or are similar, but we kind of just get there in a different way. And this was really, I think this is going to be like a really good book to like discuss with other people, especially when it talks about parallel universe, and pretty much like an infinity of universes where you live out different lives based on the different decisions that you make throughout your life. And it's really interesting. And I don't know how to feel about this book, because I don't think I hate it. I don't think I dislike it, but I think it's hard to say that I like it, especially when I started getting to the ending, because I didn't know where it was going to end. And so I think it's a really great book to discuss with other people. You know what? I think I do like it. It's really confusing to me, but this is such an interesting book. It really took the idea of having like parallel universes, or different universes where you made different choices and how your life will turn out to be, and made it so even more compelling than I originally thought. Because I've always, kind of thought about parallel universes and all that. But I feel like it really set it up in like a super interesting story, because again, the parallel universes, the different timelines that she lived in, the two of them are similar in some ways, but so different in a lot of ways too. So I was really torn about which timeline I liked more, but I think the way the timelines played out was really well done, in that it felt like the right way that those timelines are for Hannah, and the Hannah that was living out in those timelines, that were living out those timelines. The Hannahs that were living out those timelines. Right? It's really confusing. But I think I kind of changed my mind already. I was very confused, especially like that I don't know, 2/3 of it, because I didn't know which one I like, and it felt like I had to choose between the two of the timelines. But the endings, and I don't know, just the way everything wrapped up and the way everything kind of is as a whole, I think I like it. I think I do. It's very confusing, but I like it. Totally forgot to do an outro. So, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts if you have any down below, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.